Hey everyone, Craig Ball here, hope you're going well. Today, in our third video, number 3, about advice about living life without regrets, the one thing I want to talk to you about today is forgiving yourself. Often people say to me, where do I start? If I want to improve my mental health, or I want to, change my situation, perhaps, engage in a bit of self-improvement, start to really work on myself, do the difficult work, where do I start? What do I do? Well, I often say to people, look, the first thing you need to do is forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for the fact that you've done your best. Understand that you've done your best. Understand and let go. So forgiving yourself is about giving yourself permission to let go. Forgiving others is also really important as well, because whilst it's not intended to excuse their behaviour, a lot of people just assume, well, if I forgive them, I completely accept the fact that they were difficult to me. No, it doesn't do that. That's not actually what forgiving does. Forgiving lets you off the hook for hanging on to it. Starting to forgive yourself helps you to accept that whilst you can't change the past, you can change how you feel about the past, and whilst you might not accept what occurred or your behaviour, you realise that in the scheme of things, I did my best. You're taking ownership for what you've done, and you're also letting go at the same time. Hopefully that's not too confusing. But starting to forgive is about just like loosening your grip, because realising you've been holding on to whatever this is that you've been regretting or inducing guilt into yourself about, and that I'm only human, it's okay, and releasing it. I once had that as a young man in my 20s. I remember holding on to something I did when I'd been drinking too much once. And I was holding on to it, I was in a really stressful environment. That thought just occurred to me again. I said, just forgive yourself. And it was like I'd let go of everything. It was like everything just faded away. It's one of the top considerations you need to be able to start bringing change into your life. So if you want to live life without regrets, this one is critical. Start forgiving yourself. Start writing all the things you've been hanging on to forever and start ticking them off by acknowledging. It's a bit of an affirmation, acknowledging, I forgive myself for this. I accept myself for this. You don't need to like yourself for those in self-loathing mode, but you do need to accept yourself, and forgiveness is the first start. Thanks heaps, everybody. I hope that helps.